Attendants in 4 major cities are getting set to protest today in what their union is calling a national day of action. For more on what's happening at Pearson Airport in Toronto, we're joined now live by CTV's Sean Leathong. Sean, take us through what's happening at Pearson today and what flight attendants are planning to do in a short time from now.
Well, Matt, flight attendants will be standing out front of Terminal 1, where I am right now. They'll be doing a silent protest at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's part of a national mobilization, as you mentioned. That'll also happen in Montreal, here in Toronto, as well as Calgary and Vancouver. Now, they say they want to be standing in silence because, as they put it, that their union will be doing all the talking at the negotiating table. As we know, they have been negotiating with Air Canada for some time, and they're just 5 days away, maybe a little bit less, from being in a possible strike position. If they don't have a contract by midnight Friday night, they will be in a position to possibly strike as of Saturday morning. We know that planes can't take off unless they have a full flight crew with flight attendants, so that could create a huge problem, not only here, but across the country. Now, QP Local 4098, Shannon Elliott, who we spoke to earlier, had said that the main issues, the main sticking points in these negotiations are, of course, wages and unpaid work. They said it may be surprising to some to learn that, standard flight checks and work that goes in before the plane takes off is unpaid work. They said they also are not paid when there are delays, which is something she pointed out, that passengers can actually be compensated for a delay, but flight crews themselves aren't compensated at all, even though they're in their uniforms and they're part of the crew that may be doing work to get them off the ground, but they aren't compensated, and that's something they want a change to. Now, it had been reported by Bloomberg last week that Air Canada was offering more than a 30% wage increase to flight attendants, but QP Local 4098 had said they hadn't received that offer at this point. As we mentioned, negotiations can go on throughout the week, but the union would have to give a 72-hour strike notice, which would have to happen on Wednesday before they could legally strike on Saturday. So we're not quite at that point yet. But flight attendants want it to be known that they will be mobilizing today. They want to show solidarity across the country as we inch towards Friday's deadline, Matt.
Could really be some large interruptions, Sean, clearly. I want to ask you quickly, too, what's the airline saying as we clearly are in crunch time before some possible job action heading into the weekend?
Well, they're pointing to the fact that they are still at the negotiating table and the fact that they say, they didn't give any numbers there, but they say that they are offering a deal that would make the flight attendants the highest paid in Canada, but they say they're committed to staying at the table for as long as it takes. So it shows that we're not quite at the 11th hour, but we're getting close as this week goes forward. It seems as though both sides do want a deal, but so far they're saying not enough common ground has been made. There is still some time. We go forward to Friday. It could be a disastrous Saturday, or it could be business as usual. It depends how far they get, Matt.
We will see. We'll keep a close eye on it. CTV Sean Leathong at Pearson Airport for us. Thanks, Sean.